Hey, good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Dose. Mark Avens here, your Bulletproof Christian Fitness mentor. And hey, happy St. Patrick's Day. If you're Irish, let me know. Drop a little clover down, 4-leaf clover. If you're just pretending to be Irish today, go ahead and drop that down in the comments below. Let's see, what do they do on St. Patrick's Day? They drink beer. So I know it's early. I know you're not thinking about beer. And I know you want to know the biggest thing stopping you from losing weight and keeping it off for good. And we're going to get into that in a moment. I can tell you it's not luck. First off, it's not luck. The biggest thing that's keeping you, truly stopping you from losing weight and helping you and really keeping it off for good, it isn't luck. So let's just get that out of the way. It's not the 4-leaf clover or Lucky Charms or anything like that. But before we jump in, what is your beer of choice? I'm not really much of a beer person, but I could drink a Guinness every once in a while if I'm typically maybe at a Irish bar or something. Maybe you're going to be doing that, celebrating. Maybe you're out of that season of life. I'm pretty much out of that season of life. But I do have some Irish in my blood, literally, and we're not making corned beef and cabbage or anything like that. So anyway, the biggest thing is not luck. That's stopping you. Right? Bad luck? No, it's not bad luck or even, good luck. But it is this. We're going to get into it in a moment. But let me know. Just drop it down below. If you're Irish, even if you're not, drop me a clover, little 4-leaf clover. Can you find it on your emojis? If you can, maybe you got to scroll through and look for them. But when you find it, drop it down. It's not like your normal ones. Like I use, what are your best emojis? I like the fire emojis and I like the love emojis and all the face, the smile. I feel like the smiling emojis, those are kind of like me. Look, bald head. And then like I can get that and like that look up one, you like that one? And then the little glass one where you're like curious, like that. Is that anyway? Good morning to you. Good morning. Hey, April, good morning to you. So let's jump right in. The biggest thing stopping you from losing weight, the single biggest thing stopping you from losing weight and keeping it off for good. So I added that addendum on keeping it off for good because I don't know about you. Maybe you're in your 20s, maybe even in your 30s, and you're like, no, I just want to get it off for the summer. I'm okay with putting the 20 pounds back in the winter. No big deal. I can just do a couple of 5Ks, eat a couple of salads, and the weight will drop off. But if you're anything like most of the people I talk to who are well over 40s, 50s, right? I'm creaking around the corner at 50 soon enough. And if you're in your 50s, maybe even in your 60s, maybe you're not there yet, but maybe you don't want to be struggling. In fact, there isn't really anybody that I talk to on the phone who tells me, Mark, I've had some weight loss. In fact, I love this. This is something I hear all the time. I think actually yesterday I heard it about 9 times from 9 different people, just in messaging and comments and on calls and so forth. Mark, I know what I need to do. I know what I need to eat. I know what I need to do for exercise. I know I need to exercise more. I know what I need to eat. I know, Mark, but I know what I need to eat. I don't need a coach. Well, I'm going to tell you, you don't. Because if you did, then you'd be doing it, right? You're like, no, I know you need to eat healthy. Yeah, but you don't know that it's kind of like you don't know what you don't know and you know what you know. Well, okay, do you really know? Because if you really knew what you needed to do and how to do it, then you probably wouldn't be trying those quick fixes and those weight loss and those like easy ways out, if you will, the like instant gratification. Because truly the biggest, and you want to know, here we go, and we're going to dive in. Hear my birds in the background? They want to know as well, right? They're just, it's funny. We got those little bird feeders. I don't know if you can see them back there. Oh yeah, see over in, I don't know if you can see right over there. See that little bird feeder? That's like our squirrel feeder. And the squirrels, they're like gluttons, man. They come and they literally devour our bird feeders. But the birds are happy. They got some bird food out here. You hear them, they're chirping. Anyway, okay, so speaking of birds, what are birds? Little, right? It's the little things. The biggest thing stopping you from losing weight truly is realizing the importance of the little things. Because what you'll do, what typically happens, people say, oh, Mark, well, the holidays came and I really blew it out. It isn't because of the holidays. You and I both know that the holidays aren't the reason why you're 20 pounds overweight. I'm just going to put it out there. Usually, typically, it doesn't happen from, oh, my birthday. I know why, Mark. And you can't blame it on lockdown and Corona. Well, yeah, that was a year period of time, but chances are it was the little things well before the lockdown, well before the last birthday, well before the last holiday. And here's what it is. It's the little things. You see, it's truly the little things, the little habits, the little choices, all those little things that you don't think really add up, and they truly do. There's nothing worse than going on a diet and saying, oh, well, I did this for 2 weeks and it didn't work for me. Well, you didn't give it enough time. You want it now. You want it now. If you want the weight loss off now, just go to a doctor and have them cut it out. Go ahead and have them put something around your esophagus, have them so that you can't eat that much. Go ahead and do the gastric bypass sleeve. Go ahead and do that. See how that works out for you. I've only heard of horror stories. I know people do lose weight. I know people get excited because they drop 100 pounds, but I also know, and I've heard actually the other side that nobody wants to talk about. It's kind of like this. It's like we're in March and everybody talked about what they're doing in the new year. Oh, I'm doing the keto and it's working for me. I hear it every year without fail, whatever the newest, latest, greatest fad diet is. I did this and they share their success. And they'll say, hey, I have this business opportunity for all these healthy products and it helped me lose weight. And then you never hear from them again. Why? Guess why? Those little things, they were trying to go after the big things, right? The big things. And unfortunately, you still have to change your habits. You see, you can go to a doctor and cut out the weight. He can cut out the fat. But if you don't change your habits, guess what? If you don't do the little things and start working on those, then guess what? You're going to go back to old ways. This is why a lot of people who lose weight on having something as extreme, let's just say, as a gastric bypass sleeve, and then they end up struggling, maybe a year after, they go back and they put the weight back on, they put the 100 pounds back on because they never changed their habits. Like you're getting sold out. Like you're getting sold into believing these instant quick fix things are really a solution, and they're not. So the biggest thing truly stopping you from not just losing weight, again, hear me out on this, just so you're clear, you and I are clear. The biggest thing stopping you from losing weight and keeping it off for good, keeping it off forever is the little things. Because guess what happens? Let's say you even do it, say with your gym membership, and you had your accountability partner, and you had your app that you logged in your food, your Lose It app or MyFitnessPal, and you did that, right? You did those things. And then you got your weight off. Maybe you dropped the 20, 30, 40 pounds. And then you're like, awesome. Now I can stop. No, unfortunately, the problem most people feel is that they just have to do their habits, just do the things long enough to get the results. That's it. Give me the results. Mark, give me the results. Give me the results. And listen, I want to help you get results. In fact, we've had a lot of success in this past year in 2020. I know it maybe has been hard for a lot of you. Maybe you put on the COVID-19 pounds, but I'll tell you, the people in my program, most all of them got not just the success they wanted, exceeded their expectations. And I want you to. In fact, we've done so well that I'm actually giving away $6,000 in scholarship. We're decided to do a scholarship giveaway. I'm going to be giving away $6,000 of my money into scholarships, giving it away. And if you want access to that, you got to actually jump into our Bulletproof Fit Christians Over 40. It's a free Facebook group. Now, I'm just going to tell you, if you jump in just for the scholarship and then jump out, this is probably not for you. Also, if you realize the little things, one of the other things we're doing, on Saturdays, we do a live training. So this Saturday, I haven't even actually shared it yet in the group, but we're going to be talking about habits, and I'll be actually posting the title of that, but we'll be doing a live training on habits. So how do you develop your skills to be better at the little things? Because guess what happens to the little things, right? The little things add up. Right? The little things add up. Think about this. Think about these trees. I was looking and talking actually about the palm trees, and they were cutting the palm trees, not ours, they were cutting them. But these palm trees behind me, you look how tall the palm trees are there. They're about maybe 40, 50 feet, even the one right here in front of me. Let's see this one. This is about probably 40-foot tall palm tree. Is guess how that grew and got stronger and healthier? It grew from water, little droplets of water. It grew over the years with sunlight and water. Right? And then that grew and grew and got stronger and stronger. Well, how do your habits get stronger and stronger? You got to grow them. You got to water them. You got to nurture them. Those are the things. It's the little things. It's not the big things. You don't need a killer 1,000-calorie boot camp hardcore workout to get you in shape. Will it? Possibly, but if you're like me and you got some, you got some creaks and aches and maybe some old injuries and things, you got to be really careful, right? Because you can literally chop your tree down, so to speak, and you can break. And when you break your body, guess what happens? And then you get stuck. And then guess what happens? Then you get upset and you get frustrated. And then guess what happens? Then you start to eat your emotions, and that's a whole nother roller coaster ride of eating your emotions and putting the weight back on. So with that, the biggest thing, just to reiterate, the biggest thing truly stopping you from losing weight, the biggest thing, right? There's other things. You might have some mindset stuff, but the biggest thing is focusing on the little things. Choosing water over a soda, choosing to not snack at night, choosing to, instead of sitting on your butt all day, is to actually get up and move, choosing to plan out maybe some meals ahead of time, choosing to have some sort of structure, accountability, support, choosing to understand what your body is able to do, what it isn't able to do, what you should be doing in the gym or at home, what kind of weight you should be using, what kind of resistance should you be using, how often should you be checking in with your diet, with your weight loss, with your tracking progress, right? Are you not even tracking progress? How are you expected to keep the weight off? Oh, well, I just get on the scale every day. If you're only getting on the scale every day and that's the only means for you tracking progress, you're doing yourself a disservice, because weight is only one measuring tool. And you're like, no, but I know, Mark, when I'm at 140 pounds, I'm at my absolute best, right? And I ask people that all the time, right? But the difference between you at 20 years old at 140 pounds and you at 55 years old at 140 pounds, I can tell you it's very, very different. And you're like, oh my gosh, I would love to be 140 pounds. Like, if only. But Mark, I know what to do. I know what I need to do. I know how to eat. I know how to exercise. And I'll tell you what, it's a freaking cop-out. Stop telling yourself that. All you're doing is literally reinforcing thinking and tricking your mind to saying, oh, I know what to do. I don't need help. I don't need a coach. I don't need a trainer. I don't need this or that. Well, yes, you do, because it's not working. It's not working. You still have the 30 pounds you've been still struggling with for the last 20 years, 30 years or more. Right? I talked to somebody not too long ago, 50 years. She was in her 70s and she's 50 years struggling with her weight up and down. And guess what? She chose not to get help. So do I think she's succeeding? I would actually probably bet any extra cash I had and this is not to knock it. This is just to say that after 50 years of the roller coaster ride, or maybe not actually getting the results or not finding the solution, it was like, yeah, it'd be easy. I think after 50 years of struggling, I'd actually want to give up too. But hopefully you don't. In fact, I know you have what it takes. I've seen it happen before. I work with a number of people. If you want access, you want to know, you want help, just shoot me a message. Just literally, you can just put it in the DM. What do you call it? Instant messenger, DM, private messenger, whatever you want. You can just put Bulletproof in there. Why did I ask you to put Bulletproof? Well, because I don't want you to just lose weight. I would imagine most people come into my program, most people that I talk to don't want to just lose weight. Yes, Mark, I want to lose weight. I got a reunion coming up. I got a wedding to come up. My kid's getting married. We got this and that. We got family pictures, summertime. We're going to get ready for the beach. I want to lose weight. But there isn't one person that I've said in the last probably year that I've asked, hey, do you want to keep that weight off forever? Or you just want to take the weight off for the summer and then put it back on in the fall? Winter, spring, summer, fall. I always get the seasons messed back on in the fall and get it, pack it on for the winter. So then you have to struggle again in the new year, and you have to struggle again before next summer comes up, or before the next wedding that comes up. If you're just tired of that, I hope at this point, if you're watching me and if you've been listening or watching any period of time, I've at least encouraged you. Maybe you're Mark, you're motivating. I know there's been people watching me for the last year and they still haven't taken action. Not saying you have to hire me. I'm just saying they haven't taken action steps. Well, maybe the first little step you can do is actually to take one step and to schedule a call with me to see if we'd be a good fit. Maybe you're just waiting. Maybe you just don't trust me yet. Well, I'm here. This is episode number 349. If you haven't figured it out by now, I am dedicated to helping people get in the best shape of their life. Why? Because I know how good it feels. I'm pursuing that myself, and I want to pull along as many people as I can. So I say there's a team effort here. We're in this together. Now, again, you could come on and listen to my lives on Facebook here. You can be in my free group. But if you don't take action, you're never going to get there. In fact, what are you waiting for? Why have I not seen you on my schedule yet? Oh, well, I know coaching's got to be expensive. Coaching I mean, it's probably expensive. You got a lot of experience. You've been doing this 26 years. I'm sure you're not a cheap coach. No, but I'm far less expensive than the cost of you not getting the solution you need. Because guess what happens in 50s and 60s? I know what happens. Do you know what happens if actually don't get the weight off and keep it off forever? Here's what happens. Here's what happens. You go to your doctor. I know. I hear it. My wife's a nurse practitioner. She tells me all the time. People come in, they have GI issues. And a lot of it's related to their poor habits. They're overweight, they're out of shape, their BMI, they're on all kinds of medications. Guess why they're on all medications? Because they haven't taken care of themselves, right? Because they haven't taken care of themselves. They're overweight and they're unhappy and they're stressed out. And guess what else is costing them money? They have to go to therapists and they go to psychiatrists and they're on medications. Cost them money. They're out of work. They've had to retire early. Now they don't have enough money because they're spending it all on their doctor's visits or on the orthopedics office or on physical therapy, right? I know we got a son in physical therapy from an injury, 17. I can't imagine. Like every visit, it's a copay. We pay $50 every visit. That's $150 a week. That's $600 a month. Now he's not going to be there for very long, thankfully. I'm very grateful for the physical therapy we have. But again, if you have the ability to actually get the weight off and keep it off for good, why the hell are you not going there? It's going to be I say this, and I hope you're not saying in 10 years where you didn't listen to me and you didn't get the help you need and you didn't get the weight off, and you didn't live the life you want to live, and you didn't get in the best shape of your life, and you couldn't do the things you want to do, and you didn't want to take the pictures with your family members, and you weren't able to go on those vacations and do the fun things that you want to do and create all the memories, and now it's 10 years later and you're still in the same place. Actually, it's worse now because instead of 20 pounds of weight, you have an extra 40 pounds of weight, or instead of 40 pounds of weight, you have an extra 80 pounds of weight. And I'm saying that fast and you're like, you're speaking to me. I'm like, okay, well, when is enough going to be enough? When are you going to be sick and tired of being sick and tired? I have that. People tell me, they're like, Mark, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I feel your pain. How people on a daily basis who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Can you imagine being the opposite of that? Being healthy and healthy. And even healthier, and knowing the next years you're going to be even healthier and healthier. Maybe you're getting older, right? I get it. The aging effect is going to happen. We're all going to die at some point. But can you imagine next year being healthier than last year, and the year after that being healthier and stronger and more fit and more confident, and have that kind of feeling, not just for you, but think about the generations that to come. Think about your kids who are watching what you're doing more so than they're listening to what you're saying, right? Can I get an amen there? Like, there's nothing that excites. What I'm so excited about having teenagers now is I got both of them that are working out. Now, does it mean your kids have to work out? No, they're active. But I would say is if they're not healthy, if they're not active, if they're overweight, if they're out of shape, if they have terrible habits, chances are a lot of them watched what you did over the years. And if you are out of shape and unhealthy and overweight, and guess what? The apple don't fall far from the tree, right? So you can tell your kids, oh, don't follow in dad's footsteps or mom's footsteps. We're going to make sure that you're in every sport, and we're going to travel with you. We're going to spend all the money, and I'm just going to sit on the sidelines and do nothing. I'm not going to take care of myself. I'm going to eat what I want to eat. I'm going to drink what I want to drink. Life is stressful. That's how it is. And guess what? You're going to be that person that's going to struggle. And it's because you did all those little things over the years, and that turned into a big problem. So the biggest thing you can avoid is actually start working on the little things now. And if you want help, I highly recommend you get the help. Honestly, for what it's worth, coming into a program like mine, I'm not the right fit for everybody, but I tell you, I am the right fit for the right person. And if you are struggling and you want to find out if you're the right person for my program, we have not only a team, besides myself as your coach and your mentor, I have a team of support and an amazing group of men and women who are all fighting and all on a similar journey as you maybe are not on just yet. You want to get on that journey. You want to jump on the boat with us and come ride this next wave into the new year, into this 2020 year of unknown, but knowing that you're actually controlling your destiny with your health because you're taking better care of it. Let's go already. Get on a call. What are you waiting for? Shoot me a message and let's freaking do this. Take care. God bless.